What is going on, guys? MitchCactus here, coming back with another Forza Horizon 5 video, and today we'll be talking about the biggest and best current money glitch in Horizon 5 that will easily allow you guys to be able to farm millions of credits extremely simply with your own Xbox, PC or Steam. This is of course the most recently updated working after patch glitch you guys can use right now, and will easily allow you to get millions of credits per hour alongside with various other perks. Now, just before I get started, guys, if you're yet to go in and do so, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. It greatly helps the channel and is especially significant because we're almost at 100,000 subscribers, so please go in and make that happen, guys. And you can see I'm driving the new Ferrari SF90 Stradale. It's because I'm on a Series 7 modded account from MitchCactus.co. Feel free to go and check that out, guys. There'll be a link in the pinned comment and the top of the description. But now getting started, and the first thing I want to go in and talk about is what car you want to go in and use. Now, there are a fair few options you can choose from, and I'll go over them. Like pretty much most glitches, with your farming skill points, with your farming XP, there are three main cars to use. One is the Lambo Sesto Forza Edition, the next is the Pagani Huayra BC Forza Edition, and of course the third car is going to be the Mercedes AMG CLK Forza Edition. You guys can see it here. Either three of these cars are very good for using this. The best overall though will be the Lamborghini Sesto, but if you don't have enough credits for the Lambo and you have the Mercedes, you have the Pagani, that'll be a perfect suitable option as well. And I'll go on and have good tune codes for the Sesto and the Pagani in the pinned comment and the description. But regardless of what car you use, it's extremely imperative you guys upgrade the car mastery perks. The perks I've upgraded on screen are all the essential perks you'll need to go on and upgrade. You can save some skill points by not getting some of the ones I didn't get, as they're not going to help you farm skill points, which is what we will be doing throughout the course of this glitch. As you guys can see, it'll probably cost you between 30, 40, maybe even 50 skill points to unlock all of these perks, which will be imperative in you guys getting a lot more profit. And you guys can see I have a million skill points. That's because I'm on a modded account. But once you guys have upgraded your perks, regardless of what car you're using, you want to get pretty much all the perks except a couple, and from then you're good to go and head to the event lab. So you guys basically want to go to Creative Hub, Event Lab, Blueprints, and search by share code, and this share code will also be in the pinned comment and the description. There are a fair few different share codes you can use for various blueprints, and they're all fairly similar, and all of them will let you get around 10 skill points every 30 seconds. Now, you guys might have seen me make a video on this before. I do it every few months. It's very highly requested, so I go on and actually have a look at it and add some extra tips and tricks. The main thing I'll be discussing is a few extra tips to take into consideration when using this blueprint, and also a much better way of converting skill points to credits or super wheel spins that I haven't really shown on my channel before. But difficulty settings you need to use, pretty straightforward. You want braking and steering on assisted, and auto steering and traction and stability on, shifting automatic, and the rest are really not very important. From then, you can start the race, and you pretty much just want to hold down your accelerator key. Whether you're manually doing this or you have something tied around your controller accelerator throttle, or you have something down on your keyboard, it doesn't really make a difference. As long as you guys can continue going forward, it'll drive for you with those difficulty settings, and you guys will be able to see you're getting an absolute bucket load of skill points from destroying all of these items. Now, of course, one thing to keep in mind, guys, the max amount of skill points you can get in a chain is 10, and you'll acquire 10 skill points in one chain when the points at the top of the screen reach 72,000. As you guys can see, I've almost fulfilled one lap in around 30 seconds, and from then, you can instantaneously restart and go back into another one without having to go out of the event and back in. But back on what I was saying with the skill points, you're probably thinking, oh, well, in that lap, it only showed like 67,000 points. So when I'm doing it, it only shows around 50,000. Well, guys, you'll still be getting at least 9 to 10 skill points, as typically you're going to be destroying these objects and farming skill points faster than what the animations can show on screen. So whilst it might only show 40 to 50,000 points, the actual amount of skill points in your chain will be much higher. So that's one thing to keep in consideration. It's a little bit of an illusion. It'll make it seem like you're not getting as many, but you actually be getting a lot more skill points than what you might expect. And this is how long it took to do 2 laps, and I've gotten 20 skill points from this, and it was that easy and quick. And once you guys have farmed a suitable amount of skill points, you'll want to go and convert them right into super wheel spins and consequently credits. And there are a few cars you guys can do this with. The first is one I've showed a fair few times. It's one of the best cars to go and do with, the Ford Puma Forza Edition. Obviously, I'm sure a fair few of you might have heard of this. The one disadvantage of the Ford Puma Forza Edition is that you need to have VIP or the car pass to be able to get it, but it's definitely one of the best if you guys do have it. You can buy these off the auction house, and another car I'll be showing next isn't off the auction house if you want to prefer to just buy it from an auto show. But one thing to keep in consideration on the auction house is that if you purchase a car where the perks have already been used, you won't be able to redeem them again. So you want to look out for cars that are repeated sellers, and you want to make sure the painter and tuner is completely stock. You want to buy a car that looks like it hasn't even been touched and the perks haven't been used. If I were to purchase one, if I were you, this one would definitely be one of the best options, whether you want to buy it out or you can just bid on it if you have a little bit more patience. But I'm going to show you guys the perks, and I already have a few in my inventory based off of the fact that this is a modded account or my garage, and I'm going to show you guys the perks that comes with it. It's extremely easy to go on and do. You buy them, and from then you convert these skill points into not only a super wheel spin, but also one normal wheel spin and a credit perk. So you get 75,000 credits, which covers a fair bit of the cost of buying a car. If you guys bidded on this, you're going to get all your credits back if you bidded for around 60,000-70,000. In addition to that, you get one super wheel spin and one normal wheel spin. Now, another car you guys can do this with is actually in the car collection. I haven't showed this car many times on my channel, and it's actually one that's quite good, but the best part of it about it, and I'll go and buy it here, it costs 50,000 credits to buy one, and then you can head to the car. I'll show you guys what to do next. But pretty much the best part about this car is that you don't really need to spend any credits, and you'll see what I mean in a second here. So whilst it is very expensive in skill points, it's around 70 skill points for one super wheel spin. If you guys are farming 1,000 skill points in less than an hour using this glitch, it doesn't really even matter. If you're getting 1,000 skill points in what, like 30-40 minutes, which would equate to around 15 to 20 super wheel spins, it's pretty good for an hourly basis. You guys can see the expensive part is buying this car for 50 skill points, the Birdy Design Jeep Wrangler, and from here you can go and head to that car, and it has its own super wheel spin perk. So the good part about this is that yes, it is expensive in terms of super wheel spins you need to spend to go in and do it, but you're guaranteed to get a super wheel spin. You could also resell this car on the auction house if you wanted to attempt to get your credits back, and it's a guaranteed super wheel spin with no sense of it having the perks already used, unlike when you occasionally will find that on the auction house where the seller had already used the perks. You guys can see there's a super wheel spin in the top left there. It's fairly inexpensive to go in and unlock, and boom, that's all there really is to it. You guys can get this credit perk if you want. It's not very good value, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's something to keep in mind. One of the last cars I'll be going ahead and showing in this video is another car in the auction house, and it's one that you can get regardless of whether you have VIP or not, unlike the Ford Puma. The Nissan Fairlady Z Forza Edition, the exact same with the Ford Puma. If you guys buy one where the perks have been used, you won't be able to use them again. So you want to look for one where there's no duplicate sellers. You guys can see this boxy person has to set up a few of those, so it's not one you'd want to go in and buy. And again, stock, painter, and tuner, and you'll have the highest likelihood of finding one where the perks have been used. If I were to get one, this would probably be my choice. It looks like an independent seller, no painter, no tuner, very high likelihood of the perks not being used. If you guys do your research, or not even research, you just do your due diligence when buying those, chances are 8 out of 10 times you'll find the perks have not been used. And like the Ford Puma Forza Edition, you guys will get very similar perks from using that. Another car to show you briefly, this one can also be bought off the auction house, the PLP50, and it has one super wheel spin for just 9 skill points, so very good value, although a lot of the time these will have had the perks used, opposed to some of the Forza Edition cars where they're rarer to get and they're more expensive. But that's mostly going to wrap it up for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please consider dropping a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, and comment down below how this goes for you, how many millions of credits you guys managed to get from this. And of course, if you guys don't want to spend endless hours grinding for credits, feel free to go and check out the modded accounts and personal account mod packages, or even just a standalone credit packages at MitchCactus.co. There'll be links in the pinned comment and in the top of the description. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you all so much for watching.